Hey there, everybody. Welcome back with the Purplatypus is the name, and welcome to another Octopath Traveler COTC video. Today, we're going over, you've probably read the title, you know the thumbnail, all that yada yada. We're talking about what a returning player should focus on. Why am I making this video now? Couple reasons. One, I am currently a returning player. And so I've kind of had firsthand experience in what it's like to come back after several months of taking a break. And on the other hand, or the other reason basically, is Octopath Traveler 2 is coming out at the end of this month. So it's likely we'll be getting more people coming back as well, as they're just like anxious for, or not anxious, excited for Octopath 2, and looking for, maybe to play this again while they wait, just kind of to tie them over. But maybe they pick it up and keep with it. But kind of want to go over what are some of the things you should be really focused on when you come back to the game, as it can be pretty overwhelming. All right, I want to preface this by first saying the very first thing you should focus on when you're playing a game is having fun. No, but for real, I'm kind of like, yeah, fuck that. Obviously, you're playing a game for fun. I'm talking to the min-maxers here, the people that want to win and want to get powerful. Fuck the fun. No, I'm kidding. I obviously have a good time. But joking aside, one of the things you should really focus on when you get back, and I think is maybe the most important, is going to be the story. And now that might be a little self-explanatory in the sense that a lot of people are excited for the story, but there's a lot of other content, right? There's things like towers and, there's things like towers, and then there's more arenas, and there's a lot of side quests, a bunch of traveler stories. So there's a lot of things to do, but you really want to nail down and focus on the main stories. One, they're the best content in terms of they're the most enjoyable for me personally, but they unlock new areas. And so as you get these new areas, you're going to get more just basically resources you have access to. A big one is new equipment. So one of the main reasons you want to do these stories first is you're going to get access to new equipment. And the equipment is something you should really, really focus on, because the game has gotten way stronger equipment than when we started. So back in the day, although several months ago, the strongest thing you could get was a battle tested tome, and it wasn't even close, right? You would get even the level 62 tyrannical tomes were right, 326, 326, 332, and 302, the innocent tome. That was a good one. So the 302 went up to the 366 for the battle tested tome. Now there's a set of gear out that is the Atlas tome. It's at 379, which doesn't seem that much higher, but these can also be upgraded beyond that as well. So you come over here to the guy. I don't currently have the juice for it, but these can be upgraded multiple times, become even stronger and stronger, to be absolutely busted. Not to mention that it's kind of an invisible thing, but most people know it. But in case you don't, the grade affects the damage that you deal. It doesn't affect it in arenas, but anywhere that's not the arena, the grade of a weapon will affect the damage output. So typically higher grade beats stats. That's just the general rule of thumb. So this is up to 399 elemental attack now, right? These are getting huge. So focus on getting through the story, and you don't need to rush it. I'm not saying that, but I'm talking to the min-maxers here, right? People that want to do this stuff. Because every time I say oh, get through the story, don't recommend people rush. You just got to have a good time. Yeah, I know. Okay, duh. But after that, you want to get through the story so you can get to these things. That way you can get the better equipment. Then once you get the better equipment, I would start focusing on you don't need to go all gung-ho in it, but go into the towers, go into your hunts, the things that have a daily or weekly reset, and make sure you're spending those resources, like ultimate training here. This is going to be how you're going to start getting ultimate abilities on your characters, which are really cool. Lots of characters have them. By no stretch do most or all, but I think the original 8, I think the 8 from COTC and the 8 from Octopath Traveler 1 all have their ultimates as of the recording of this. And there's a lot of the 3 stars, if not all the 3 stars do. So you can kind of mess around with it there as well. But you get 10 of these attempts a week. And so you want to start using them. You want to use all 10 every week, because these are a finite resource. Now you do get early on, we get a bunch of tickets, so you can do this a lot more. But I would still just try to get in and get your 10 attempts. The first levels are all very easy. They get you a bunch of the resources, so you can start getting ultimates on your characters. It's also just fun to do. I've had a really good time with the tower. And then, as always, you just want to make sure every day your hunts aren't capped out. I'm currently at 0 hunts because of the promotion right now, revolving all of the original 8 travelers to get those extra stones. But typically, if this is at 7, you kind of want to just get that off. But yeah, honestly, this isn't supposed to be a long video, just kind of what to focus on, right? What is the order of priority? I think if you're returning to the game, you really should do the main story, and an emphasis, I should say, which I didn't mention earlier, oops, currently Fame Chapter 2, Bestower of Fame Chapter 2 is the current newest story with the newest zone that will give you a, I believe next month they're coming out with Bestower of Wealth Chapter 3, and that will be the newest at that point. But for right now, this will give you the newest zone with the newest gear. Now, this is a more emphasis on, I believe, magic attack, elemental attack items. And I'm sure the armor is probably just better. I don't know, but get to these zones, start getting the better gear, and then I would go back and do things like the arena. Then I'd go back and, really focus on clearing out all the content, all the side quest stuff like that. Because a lot of these things like getting gear is time gated. You need to kill elites once every 20 hours or 24 hours or something. And so it's very important to kind of get that going if you want to start to gear up all your characters for future fights and stuff. Anyway, that's all for today. The plat is Purplatypus. See you guys in the next one. And I'm taking this content creation thing seriously again. I didn't even take off my work uniform. I came home and started recording. We got things to do. All right, let's go. You guys have a good one. See you next time.